question: why did God create humans? Well, was God lonely and wanted somebody to relate to, so he made humans? Is that what it is? Or was he bored and one day got a little bit creative and started to produce a universe that included people? Why did he create humans in the first place? Let's explore this. You know, it's very interesting in the Genesis when God started to create the heavens, the earth and sea and trees and all the animals. He said it was good. But guess what? In Genesis 2, verse 2, chapter 2, verse 18, he did something and he said something. It is not good. Something he created which he said was not good, or in essence not good enough. What was God referring to, or this not good enough was referring to? He was referring to man's aloneness, being it's not good to have one human, a male. Then, of course, this leads to skeptics seizing upon this, and the skeptics would say, well, since aloneness is not good in a perfect world, then God must have felt alone too, and that is the reason why he created human beings. He needed human relationships, so he created humans to remove his aloneness. That is one argument that you hear from skeptics. But the problem with this argument from skeptics is that that is made on the assumption that God needs company. That is not true. God is never lacking. God is full in itself. God is perfect, and he does not exist in any form of lackingness, if you like. Another counter to that argument that skeptics brought up would be that God has existed in eternity. It's being alone has never been part of his character. God has never been alone. He does have three persons. He has existed eternally in a relationship already before time, space, and matter was even created. So in short, a continuous cycle of perfect and wholesome relationship has already been existed eternally within the Godhead of Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. So this answers the question of what the skeptic have just raised about God's aloneness. So God, when he talked about not good being alone, he was referring to the aloneness of the creation that he did call humans. He did not want humans, or actually Adam, to be alone. So, why did God then create a companion for Adam? Well, let's explore this now. Well, let's start with our limitations. As finite and limited human beings, we will never able to comprehend the perfect relationship of God within the Trinity in an absolute sense. We do not have the capacity to experience that joy of what relationship truly brings as human beings. But we can experience some form of joy through relationship. And God has designed each of us to live in that joy that brings about by having a relationship. You know, love only is realized if you give it away. Love can only be experienced if you gave it away. If you don't give love away, you will not experience love per se. And the whole notion of giving love away, you must have someone else to give the love away. You can't give the love away without someone receiving it. That in itself is, if you like, a glimpse of what joyful relationship is all about. That is what God wanted us to do. That's how he designed us, and that's why he created Eve. God says in Genesis 1 verse 26, it says, "Let us make human beings in our image to be like us." Part of to be like us is that joy of having a relationship. God, in effect, is saying, become intimate with me and allow my joy to be in you. And through our close relationship, you will receive the true joy of living. You will bear the fruit of my nature, being God's nature, being love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, greatness, and self-control. You can see this in Galatians chapter 5, verse 22 to 23. And when we enjoy that, or when we experience the true joy of living through relationship, and when we do that, we will reflect the presence of God. We will reflect the nature of God. And when we do that, we give him glory. That is why God has created created humans, simply to give him glory through the reflection of his character in an intimate relationship. So the purpose of God creating human beings in essence is to give God glory.